Hi, I'm Adam Mattis with Sterling Machinery Exchange. We've been buying, selling, and trading new and used machines such as shears, press brakes, lathes, milling machine, grinders, and much more since 1954. Today we're going to show you a really nice machine that we just got in. It's actually a company, Cincinnati, which many of you have heard. It's probably one of the best American-made machines ever made, still in business. We're actually a reseller of them and a demo center over here at Sterling Machinery. This is a 250 HS, is a 1/4 by 10-foot hydraulic shear. Excuse me. Has a really nice control. It's a microprocessor gauge control, so you can go ahead and set in your pieces in here, have multiple cuts, tell it that you want at 10 inches you're going to cut 10 pieces, at 15 inches you're going to cut 5 pieces, and at 2 inches you're going to cut 3 pieces. Once you hit start, it's going to go ahead and start cycling through that entire program until you get to the end, and you should have every piece you need. It's going to be the exact same cut each time, and you can go ahead and do that all day, every day, 24/7. That's what these machines are made for. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and calibrate the gauge. I'm going to hit calibrate on here, and you'll see the back gauge go ahead and start moving. That's going to go ahead and set into the home position. It's going to go all the way to the back, make sure everything's good, and we'll be homed. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start programming in here. We're going to program the steps. So the first thing we do, after everything's set, there we go, now we know we're exactly homed. All right, so the first thing you'll see here is step number 1. Cuts is 0, so we're going to do number of cuts, 2. Gauge position, we'll put that at 10 inches. Oops. Number of cuts, 2, enter. Gauge position, 10 inches. Enter. Now we're going to go to step number 2. We're going to program a second step in there, number 2. Number of cuts, we're going to do 3 cuts. Enter. And the gauge position, we'll have that at 5 inches. We'll program one more time in there, step number 3. Enter. Number of cuts, we'll just do 1 this time. Gauge position, 24 inches, enter. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and that's going to activate the program, and it's going to start and allow us to do the automatic programming. Now notice right now we were on step number 3. I hit the auto sequence and it immediately went to the 24 inches. So you can go within these separate steps and pull them up, and you can actually choose which one you want to do that same position and the same amount of cuts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut this now, and you'll notice after each cycle the back gauge is going to move to the next position. So now we made our first cut. We're going to be in step number 1 here. It's going to be our initial cut. Right now the back gauge is moving from that 24 inch back to 10 inches. And now you'll see we're right at 10 inches and we have 2 cuts expected. I'll go ahead and cycle it once. Notice the cuts came down. We'll cycle it again. And we move to the second step, which is our second part of the program. Now that back gauge is going to move from the 10 inches right into that 5 inch mark. As you can see, we have 3 cuts at that position. I'll go ahead and cycle it 3 times. You can hear the machine's running really, really well, very nice and quiet, pumps all in good condition. So there's our third cut at that 5 inch mark. Now we're at step number 3, back to that 24 inch gauge mark. So now you notice back here on the control, we're at 24 inches again, step number 3, there's 1 cut. We'll go ahead and make that cut, and we're right back to square one where we started, back at the 10 inch mark at the beginning of our program. Now I'm going to go through and just set the material in here. lets you see that we can cut with it, of course. There's another couple things I wanted to show you on here, which is really nice to have on the hydraulic shear. So usually when you're adjusting a mechanical shear, there's a hydraulic one in the back. I want to find you a mechanical one. So you can see right here when you're adjusting a mechanical shear, you're going to have to adjust these bolts, and what that does is it moves the entire bed back and forth. So if you're going to be doing thinner or thicker materials, you're going to need to adjust your rake and your gap. Now your gap, the farther it is away, the bigger material you're going to be using, but if you use smaller material, it'll fold into that gap, so you're going to bring it closer and farther. So depending on the material on this machine, you can open up this material length stop, and it'll actually make it so from 0 all the way to the 10 foot, you can have it cut at any certain point. This is for your material length. And then to adjust for the thickness, all you have to do is turn this one knob. So you have 1/4 inch, 3/16, all the way down to 10 gauge. And that'll change the actual configuration of the shear to allow to cut that material. If you set this material length, of course, you'll be able to cut smaller pieces. So let's say you wanted to cut only a 2-inch range or a 2-foot range because you have some small plate that you want to keep going. You turn it down to that 2-foot mark, and you won't have to clear the entire shear, the 10 foot, as you're doing 2 foot. And you can go ahead and do some real production, hit that back gauge and go every time. You won't have to wait for that blade. So it's just a nice little production increaser. Go ahead and cut a piece here for you. Of course, there's no problem for this material. It's ugly, rusty material, but you can see there's not a burr on the cut. We'll move it all the way down here. You notice all the hold downs are going to be coming down too. We've checked all that as well. All the way down the shear, everything's cutting fine. There's no burrs on any of the cuts. You take a look, there's no burrs on any of the cuts all the way down. I went all the way down the line. As you can see, it's a very nice running shear. With this back gauge control, it makes it really nice and easy for real production and some great work. If you're interested in this shear or any other, we do carry many others, as well as the press brakes, tooling for it as well, new and used. Give us a call, 626-444-0311. You can check out our website for current inventory and some great financing options at sterlingmachinery.com. Thank you.
Sterling Machinery sells all types of metalworking, fabricating, and chip-making machinery such as lathes, metal shears, press brakes, punch presses, punches, grinders, milling machines, saws, plate rolls, iron workers, inspection equipment, welders, and much more. Sterling Machinery is one of the largest stocking dealers of new and used machine tools in the United States. You can view over 2,000 machine tools available for inspection on our floor or visit www.sterlingmachinery.com to view all machine specifications, photos, videos, prices, and buyer's guides for all types of equipment. If you can't find the machine you're looking for, please give us a call at 626-444-0311 and our educated staff can find the right machine for you.